This is Mon Health Talk, a weekly program focusing on the dedicated physicians, nurses, and staff at Mon Health, the region's premier community hospital system. People with skillful hands and bright minds using state-of-the-art technology. We don't just practice medicine, we care for people like family. That's why at Mon Health you can feel the difference. Once again, welcome to this edition of Mon Health Talk.
Good morning. Welcome into Mon Health Talk. Dave Wilson with you. And, it's getting to be that time of the year where we start discussing the ball of the year. And that is going to be our focus today. Welcome into Mon Health Talk. Dave Wilson with you. It's getting to be that time of the year where it's the ball of the year. And that's going to be the focus this morning. So we've got guests in studio. Boy, it's been a while since we've had guests in studio for Mon Health Talk. Joining us today, Luella Guntner, the Executive Director of Philanthropy. Easy for me to say, Luella. Good morning.
Great job. Thanks, Dave.
Yeah, not
Good
bad.
morning.
Right. And we've got Katie Jerko, Ball of the Year Chair. Words in the correct order, Katie. Good morning.
Good morning. Happy Monday morning.
Hey, guys. Thanks for stopping in. Tell you what, Katie, that mic does not sound good. Grab the big silver one and pull it to you there. That one's much better. Yeah, that sounds a lot better.
Okay.
All right. Say good morning again, Katie.
Good morning.
Yeah, that's what I like. All right. We're going to talk about the ball of the year, but I'm going to make you guys do the same things we make the doctors and nurses and administrators do. You have to talk about yourself before we get into the subject. It's the rules of the show. That's what they told me.
We'll play.
Luella, you've done this before. Talk about yourself. Just give us your background, how you got involved with Mon Health Philanthropy, and how you got involved with Ball of the Year. Just start at the beginning.
Start at the beginning. Well, I've been doing philanthropy, fundraising for the last 25 plus years. And in 2019, I came to Mon Health to serve as the Executive Director of Philanthropy and, of course, run the foundation. I came to work with an amazing staff, and David Goldberg, our CEO, said, let's do some great things together. And boy, have we done some great things together since 2019, right? Mm-hmm. And this ball is one of them. I mean, we've seen it grow from, and it's because of the amazing support of our volunteers and our auxiliary and all that they do. But we have seen it grow, and it's a thing. It's an event. It's a time and a place to come to. And I'm so excited to be a part of it. And I know we're going to talk more about it, but that's who I am. And I'm from a little town called Duck, West Virginia, in Braxton County.
Yep.
So shout out to the Braxton County folks this morning.
And all right, Katie, talk about yourself.
All right. Well, Katie Jerko, I've been in Morgantown for about 11 years now. I moved here as a pharmaceutical sales rep, so I'm not a stranger to the medical community and all of our friends here at Mon Health. I got involved with the Ball of the Year about 5 years ago when I was a certified wedding planner in town. I got involved in the committee, and here I sit 5 years later as chair this year. It's quite an honor, and it is very fun to be out in the community making this happen this year.
All right, for folks who may not know, Katie, what is the Ball of the Year all about?
The Ball of the Year is the annual fundraising event. It is a black tie event, so we can call it our adult prom. It's been a few years since we've all dressed up, right?
Oh, yeah.
So it is to raise money for a project that the auxiliary votes on each year. We raise funds specifically for that project through this event.
And like you said, this is really, you get gussied up. This is something a lot of people I know look forward to each and every year. It's one of those days marked off on the calendar.
Absolutely.
All right, Luella, the Ball of the Year, being that it's a fundraising event, what in the past have you guys fundraised for, and kind of give an idea how the money's used once it's raised?
So in the past, and I'm going to speak from my time there, the
Sure.
last two balls, and then, we had one in 19, and then we had our one in 2022. Thanks to COVID, we had a few years off. But those two balls supported our perinatal postpartum depression and anxiety program. We call it the P3 program. 100% of the funds raised during the evening go to support that program. That program is funded solely by private donations. So the Ball of the Year was instrumental in starting that program, but really in keeping it going. So we look forward to continuing projects and other projects. Every year we have to slice and dice it up a little bit. We have a lot to support at Mon Health. And so thankfully our auxiliary does have that generosity and commitment to say, okay, we see a need, we're going to help the hospital fill that need.
Katie, when is the Ball of the Year? Do we have a date? When should we mark off our calendars?
Mark off Saturday, October 28th.
Saturday, October 28th. You got that, folks? Do we get to? All right. Well, I guess we're going to dress up. I was going to ask if there were Halloween costumes involved, but
Oh, sorry, there is not. This is a black tie event.
Yeah.
So while, we are leaning into the spirit and magic of Halloween weekend, this is still a formal event.
So you are going to lean into fall, Halloween. Can you give us an idea there?
Yeah, so we have some magic of the evening, which of course you got to come to experience, but there's things that we are doing that we've never done before at a Ball of the Year. So we have magic from an entertainment perspective, an experience perspective, of course, the food. I also have to mention that for the first time ever, we are having a 3-hour open bar thanks to our friends at March Weston and Triple H Enterprises. So it's going to be quite an evening not to miss.
Is there a thing? Can you reveal the theme for this year?
I can reveal the theme. It is called Spellbound, a magical evening.
I see what you've done there.
Yeah.
I see how you're tying it all together. Luella Gunter and Katie Jerko are joining me in studio this morning. We're talking about the Ball of the Year. Got to take a break. We'll talk more about it after this. You're listening to Mon Health Talk on WAJR.
Now back to Mon Health Talk, a discussion of the issues, people, and procedures in healthcare today. If you have a question for one of our healthcare guests, call now at 304-296-0041.
Our guest in studio this morning, Luella Gunter, is the Executive Director of Philanthropy. Katie Jerko, Ball of the Year Chair. Katie, again, when is the Ball of the Year?
Saturday, October 28th.
And where is the Ball of the Year? I should make sure to mention that as well.
That would be important. Yes, it is at the Morgantown Marriott Event Center.
All right, that's coming up at the end of the month. Luella, when we're talking about fundraising and we're talking about supporting different programs around the Mon Health system, how do you pick? How do you choose? Because I'm certain there are any number of worthy programs that need help. So I guess how do you pick? That's a tough decision.
It's a great question. There are many worthy programs at Mon Health, but in this particular year, I'll start with how we picked. It started with thinking about our patients. That's where we start with every decision made. What is the best for our patients? And then we had vision from our leadership. Dr. Crystal Atkinson, CAO of Mon Health Medical Center, David Goldberg, of course, our CEO. You combine that with the generosity and the commitment of our auxiliary in their 59th year of the Ball of the Year. They voted on supporting this particular cause, which I can't share today because you got to come for the unveiling.
Oh,
right?
Okay. That's new. Yeah.
Yep. It's new this year. And then also, I would be remiss in mentioning our presenting sponsor of this year's ball, Hope Gas. When we bring all that together, right, we said, okay, this is the cause of the night. This is what we're going to do. And my one hint for you, Dave, and for everyone listening this morning, I would say that as more and more patients are choosing Mon Health as their healthcare of choice, we draw patients continually from farther and farther away. Mon Health, and through this Ball of the Year with the proceeds, has found a solution to help those patients and answer the need for those that are traveling. And when they get to Morgantown, lots of times, sometimes unexpectedly and sometimes expectedly, they need a place to stay because they're in treatment. We have oncology patients who sometimes are with us for 6 weeks at a time because of radiation and chemo, and they can't afford to live in a hotel for that long. So we've come up with a solution, but you have to come to the ball to hear more about that and be a part of what we're trying to do to help these folks.
You're leading me in a direction there, Luella. You're taking me down a road there, I think. But to know for certain, you have to be at the Ball of the Year, which comes up October 28th, by the way. Which brings me back to Katie. So if I want to find out all this information, I want to get gussied up and look good in my black tie, which I don't know if it's probably been. Well, I got married once, so there was that. No, I'm still married. I made that sound really bad. Let me dig out of the hole. How can I go to the Ball of the Year, Katie?
You got to get a ticket. Let's log on to theballoftheyear.com where you will find all of the information, including how to purchase your ticket.
I was really digging myself a hole there. Thank you for the help. Theballoftheyear.com. And there are still tickets available for individuals. What about sponsors?
There are.
There are definitely sponsor tables available. We have been selling them like hotcakes, I will say that. But I always reserve a few because we always have those last-minute folks who come in and say, hey, I needed a table, and I didn't realize it's October 17th. So there's always some sponsor tables that I have, and we would love to have the support. And
this community really, over the years, has stepped up and supported this event, and even when there was the COVID years, it didn't quite have the same ball year, the community still stepped up and had that support, didn't they, Luella?
Absolutely. Absolutely. We are amazed by, being the community hospital. It is wonderful to see the support from individuals to businesses. I mean, everyone knows how important this is in terms of fundraising for Mon.
We're talking about the Ball of the Year. Katie, give the specifics again. When, where?
Saturday, October 28th at the Morgantown Marriott.
It's just like doing a ball game. You keep giving time and score. Place and time so people know. And you can go to theballoftheyear.com. Tickets are still available. We still have more show to come as we continue talking to Luella Guttner, the Executive Director of Philanthropy, Katie Jerko, Chair of this year's Ball of the Year. Got to squeeze in a quick break. Back in a moment.
This is Mon Health Talk, providing a window into the Mon Health system and the dedicated healthcare providers who work there. If you'd like to comment or ask a question, please call 304-296-0041.
Luella Gunther is Executive Director of Philanthropy. She's in the studio with me, along with Katie Jerko. She's the chair of the Ball of the Year. We were just talking during the break. It's fun to have guests in studio again. I don't get as many people in studio as I used to. So I'm glad you guys were able to make it in.
Thank you.
Yes, thanks for letting us.
Fun conversation. Ball of the Year coming up October 28th. Where, Katie?
The Morgantown Marriott.
It's like a pop quiz every time we come in and
Yes.
out of the break. All right, you described it earlier, Katie, as a prom for adults. So we're going to get our black ties, going to get our tuxedos. Women are going to have their best dresses on. Everybody's going to look great. So when I walk into the door, what am I going to see? What am I going to experience?
Well, you're going to walk into this magical evening presented by our sponsor, Hope Gas, that we're so grateful to have. And it's just going to be dramatic magic, very sexy atmosphere. And you're going to walk in, grab a cocktail, mingle with your friends, your community, enjoy cocktail hour with us, and then you'll go downstairs. Of course, you'll take part in our silent auction. We'll have a community bakery table. That was a fabulous addition to last year's ball that we are bringing back with all of your favorite bakeries. And then you will go into the ballroom that will be set up. Very magical, very enchanting. You'll be entertained between the band. We have a 12-piece band, Next Level Band, coming out of Charlotte that you don't want to miss. Make sure you take a nap before you come because this band does not stop. They are phenomenal. We also have a surprise. I guess I could say it's a surprise, a little show for you. Got to be there to see it. Never done before. So between all of that evening, what else am I forgetting here?
I think you covered it, Katie.
I think we need to comment on that open bar, though, that we're having this year. Thanks to March Weston and Triple H Enterprises, we're able to provide a 3-hour open bar. Never done before. So just an evening of things we've never done before that makes this ball unique and one not to miss.
And what's the time frame? When's it start? About what time?
About 5:30.
Okay.
So you want to head down to the Marriott around 5:30. You'll be able to go into the ballroom at 6:30 where dinner and the show and evening starts.
Do I have to dance?
You don't.
Okay. Can I dance if I want to?
You absolutely can.
I would have said yes, Dave.
It's not a pretty sight. It's really not a pretty sight.
And that's why I would have said yes.
Well, then I'm changing my answer. Yes,
Oh,
you
okay.
must dance.
Okay. Hey, Luella, before we run out of time, I do want to mention, generally speaking, we talked about the fundraising, the philanthropy here, but the auxiliary is at work almost 24/7, 365, working for some of the things. Give folks an idea what the auxiliary does, what the auxiliary is all about here.
Sure. Well, first of all, I would say again, this is the 59th year that the auxiliary has presented the Ball of the Year, which is just amazing. I believe they were founded, and someone will correct me if I get this wrong, in 1943. Amazing, the long-standing commitment that group has had to that hospital, and all things centered around our patients. And that's what they do. They have fundraisers during the year, smaller fundraisers, of course. We call them hall sales and some different things that they do to raise money to support patient needs. But this, of course, is the biggest fundraiser of the year. And we all have to pull together to support that. I run the foundation, but we work hand in hand with our auxiliary because we are all focused on the same mission together. And so that's what's wonderful about this event, that I can work with our sponsors. We call it personal concierge service with our Ball of the Year. So seriously, you get me as your personal concierge. Look out. But it's true. When you come to the ball, it's easy. We make it as easy as possible. You deal directly with me. I take your table guests. We work with your seating. We try to make everyone feel accommodated and frankly, just have a wonderful evening. And that's the goal. It's about the cause, but it's also about our guests who are paying to attend this and support the cause. We want them to have a grand night.
About how many people do you
About
expect?
700 this year.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a big event. And like you said, this event has just grown and grown and grown over the years. Again, it's one of the marquee events of the year in the
Yes.
Morgantown, Montague County area.
Yes, it is.
All right. One more time. We got to leave them with the specifics, Katie. So we hammer this home so folks know.
All
When?
right. We will see everyone on Saturday, October 28th at the Morgantown Marriott at 5:30. It's going to be a magical weekend.
And tickets are available where?
At theballoftheyear.com.
And this year's benefactor is?
Mon Health.
Well, I know Mon Health, but the specific program you're supporting is?
Gotta come to find
You
out.
gotta come to find out.
Thought I
you
would
were
get you.
trying to
I
trick
thought
me.
I would get you at the end of
You were
the show.
trying to
Nice
trick
try.
me. Nice try. Can't do that.
Yeah. Maybe if I had you on the phone, I could have got you. But, guys, hey, I'm glad you came in this morning. I appreciate it. And, again, October 28th, Ball of the Year, theballoftheyear.com is where you can get tickets. Sponsors tables are still available as well. Thanks for coming in, guys. Appreciate it.
Thanks
Thanks for having us.